Time for the national anthem, was it? No, we want the other one.
He's hiding from me.
I'm trying.
Alright, don't speak.
You're the one that's talked to me.
You don't have to talk back.
Well, don't talk to me because I can't help myself. It's hard to stay silent.
Of course it is. Why is Wales part of the UK? They've got a completely different language.
Because there's... don't know.
But a lot of more people are learning to speak Welsh.
To the national anthem of England.
Very Gaelic.
That's the loop.
It's a drum one. Shut up there.
I was just... I was just about to sing Queen.
Oh no.
God save our King. R.I.P. Your Majesty. That's not right, but... the car. Just check in case you can't decide to come. You're an idiot.
God save the Sorry. Oh, is that recording?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Try and passion.
Got this for half time, mate.
So your voice has gone up a bit, hasn't it?
Oh.
Terrible noise.
What the hell did this normally last?
Well, let's take a look at tonight's lineup, starting with Wales. For Wales, there's a first World Cup start in goal for Danny Ward, with Wayne Hennessy suspended. It's a change to a back four. Regular
Got a red card in the round.
Ben Davis. As planned from the very start, Game 3 means a start for Joe Allen. Fit after a hamstring injury. It's been over 2 months since he played for Swansea.
Yeah, I think so. He did.
It's Dan James and Gareth Bale either side of Aaron Ramsey, with keeper Moore leading the way.
Oh, a nice rap.
Moore, a former England C international. The team made up of players from the National League
Try, John.
below. Well, those two know each other well. With Wales needing to beat the odds, perhaps there's an omen for them in referee Slavko Vincic of Slovenia. He was also the man for Saudi Arabia's win against Argentina last Tuesday. The VAR team is headed by Germany's Marco Fritz.
Oh, what's your voice there?
Putting the external noise to one side. There's only one person who thinks the England team, and this is what Gareth Southgate has gone with. The first appearance in the tournament for Carl Walker.
Hello, I'm
Since the
Flanders.
start of October after groin surgery.
Oh.
Kieran Trippier drops out. Jordan Henderson starts for England for the first time since March, with Mason Mount making way. And those clamouring for Phil Foden's inclusion have got their wish in, along with Marcus Rashford, in the attacking
Damn
positions
it,
either
stop
side
sending
of
me
Harry Kane,
photos.
Bukayo Saka, and Raheem Sterling drop to the bench.
Do you know where they are at the moment?
No.
They're in Rome. Playing at Ronaldo.
Oh, I thought we were talking about this match.
Right.
He will
She's
hope not.
bringing a few photos.
He will give everything he's got for that not to be the case. For Phil Foden. New beginnings at this tournament. One substitute appearance. And he tries to push England on. Both sides will need to be better than in their last performances. For Wales, the 2-0 defeat to Iran that has left them really up against it. For England, the goalless draw against the United States. A game in which they only managed 8 attempts on goal and only finished 1 save from goalkeeper Matt Turner. Both sets of players take the knee, and now Wales will get the game started. A foreign line for a home international. Dragons against Lions. I've got one of each alongside me, and Danny Gabidon and Jermaine Genus. Danny, the onus is on your voice for this one.
Certainly is, Guy. Now is the time for this Wales team. No more room for slip-ups or substandard performances. They really have to find their levels tonight up against an outstanding England side. And no pressure on this Wales team. No, the fans will be right behind them. It's about them going out and kind of just executing the performance, executing the game plan.
Well, I had any problems
Just
getting
have to
into
wait and
that.
see what happens, but it'll be a really difficult game for these Welsh boys. But
Don't
I
know.
know one thing, they're going to give it 110%.
The anti-seats
From
are there.
an England perspective, what
Well,
needs to be
yeah,
better?
Well, they clearly need to improve on that performance against USA. And I think when you come up against teams like Wales, you know they're going to raise their performance
Yeah.
for the game. It's got so much on it from a Wales perspective. And you just got to be ready for that. Each set piece, expect that they've got something creative up their sleeves to try and catch you out. But more, you know, in my mind, I'm just thinking if they increase their energy levels, then there's no doubt they'll have enough. It's just whether they can do it.
There's Chris Mepham with a clear way back to Danny Ward. All came on for the dying stages of that Iran game. Couldn't do anything about the 2 goals. After Wayne Hennessy was dismissed. Still the only red card at this tournament. This is game 35, stroke 36 with the USA
That's
and Iran playing at the same time.
Yeah, brilliant play there from John Stones, really composed
Well done,
with the
isn't it?
ball. Nice start to the game.
Right, one of the games.
He's actually had a good tournament, John Stones, so far.
There's Bellingham playing it to Stones once more. Stones. Familiar pattern for England as Stones and Maguire knock the ball between themselves.
Yeah, you can see with Wales, quite happy for England to have the ball in these areas. They're almost going to set up in a 4-4-2 type formation at times. Aaron Ramsey just behind Kiefer Moore. Going to try and frustrate England and keep their lines as close as they can together to don't so they don't have those gaps that England's creative players to drop into
Just waiting for that time to
and
come.
cause them problems.
Shaw. Now Southgate has kept Manchester United on the left and City on the right. Shaw and Rashford.
Oh.
Henderson.
Almost.
Yeah.
What?
You can put tissues over there for you.
Walker hardly on the right in the early
Seen
stages
that.
though.
It's interesting to see where he's almost playing his role that he plays for Man City early on in this game, where
You know.
Captain's him to go inside and act as almost an extra midfield play to create the
Oi.
overload and
What do you think of that?
that width
Nice, wasn't it?
for Foden.
Thought you'd like it.
Sure will be there when needed.
Stones. Rice. Under pressure by Ramsey.
Go on, you boy.
Maguire. Worth just a quick refresher as to what's needed for both nations. England just need to
She
win
said she had that
for
for a
first
long
place in the
time.
group.
And she had some.
Draw enough for first unless Iran win their game against the USA, or the USA win by a huge margin. And for Wales, well, they need to win. That is the be-all and end-all. A win that's got to be coupled with
They need to
draw
win.
between the US and
I hope you're
Or they
saying
win by 4+ goals.
Iran draw. Or they need to, if none of the, if that other team game doesn't have a draw, they've got Wales have got to beat England by 4 goals.
That's a good game. Let's go to the night.
When they win the ball back to try and counter-attack quickly, you look at the USA and the joy they had against England. They were very good on the counter-attack. Yes, the USA is slightly different to Wales in terms of the athleticism they have in their team, but Wales have always been at their best as a team where they're very solid defensively, make it difficult for the opposition to break them down, and then they look to spring on the counter-attack with a pace of Daniel James and Gareth Bale on his right-hand side, but you see the tension of the football is going to be really important for us when they're going to be really assured with their passing to help the team kind of get up the pitch.
Look, his ears are back.
Back in their own half for long periods of the match so far. No
No.
real danger though.
I'm only
That's
joking.
fine. Neither attempt to
There's a
shoot.
mouse down there.
There's Joe Allen winning it, but he's fired it in with far too much force for Ramsey. Henderson, beaten by Allen. And he bundled him over. The referee has given a free kick for Wales.
Straight away you see the difference Joe Allen makes in that midfield area. Just putting the ball back and then
Ooh,
heads up.
I
He's
tell you
looking
what
to
one he likes best.
play
That
What?
one.
into Allen. Yes,
That
a
one
bit
with
of
the
lack of
feathers on the
appreciation
back.
on the pass, but then winning the ball back again quickly and drawing the foul.
Oh, just need to hurry by Kane there. Bellingham.
In fact, you just try a bit of steam in tonight. Yeah, how's the football?
Henderson.
You haven't got any pains around your rib cage or anything, have you? Dad said when he got an infection and it went down there, he could feel his rib cage was
Any
sore.
time for Harry Maguire and Co at the back.
That was probably all the coughing.
Plenty of space to move into as well. It's not a great touch from Rashford. Nico Williams was into it and then
God!
this was far too quickly into
Oh, why have they
Ramsey.
let a Manchester
Maybe Wales
United
free
player
kick.
in the
Good from
field?
Declan Rice. That's exactly
Hang on,
what
who's
Wales
the
been
Foden
through. They've had to
play
deal
for?
with all game.
Oh, Man
They'll
City.
come after them.
Foden alone is good.
Bellingham and
No, I was
Rice.
talking about Rashford.
Rashford's
The
alright,
objective
to
is
be
just
honest.
get the ball back.
Not as good as Saka, but he's good.
Davis. It's gone out.
What's the
It's
Saka
Davis
on
to
there?
throw back in.
Getting a rest. the chances of us going out tonight are slim.
Alright.
What?
James.
Oh no.
It's only to be 4-0. And
Who's this that need to? Oh, Wales need to
beat England 4-0.
Keeper Moore.
Look, he's alright, he likes it.
Down with the first one.
I love Ronaldo.
I'm
addicted.
James and Ramsey.
Not quite getting the through ball correct, Gareth Bale, but
Don't you dare knock my iPad over or press that stop button.
Go on, Bear.
He was actually pretty close to it.
Just looking to
Where's your car? Oh, I'm done.
which is going to
I'm
be
not.
an interesting battle over on that far side.
I want to be internet famous, so
Henderson.
Do you know what?
What?
Bellingham.
Black cats are lucky.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're lucky.
Well, people always used to say, oh no, they're witches' cats, but my nan used to say they was lucky. They were
Just
witches'
quickly
cats.
there for Wales. Williams.
You that right, Bear?
Ugh.
Out to do. Tonight for James. Probably the right
The
idea.
great
though.
grandma knew what she was talking about.
Pocket of space over there, Daniel James, just a
Hang on.
poor ball really.
No, she's my grandma. No, it'd be your great grandma,
I think
Bear.
when the ball goes into the midfield area, I think they will look to go and press the likes of Jordan Henderson, Jude Bellingham, but I do think Wales will be given time and space on the ball also, so need to take advantage of that.
Maguire.
Come on, boys, rev up.
Bob. Look at that. Someone's had an extra big meal.
Walker.
Who?
Who?
Julian.
That's a hooper, not someone, but. What do you use? Someone like fine.
Someone's had an extra big meal.
Temporarily. Ramsey.
That's onside!
Rashford.
Oh, fuck's sake, Rashford!
That's his goal, that
No,
was.
he just couldn't.
Really
was a good save from Danny Ward, who was out really quick off his line.
Otherwise, I think he would have fouled the keeper.
Harry Kane,
Yeah?
Rashford, exquisite really. It's the play that you expect. Harry Kane does this week in, week out in a Tottenham shirt, drops
Is
it
there
deep
anything there you
he just
can
needs
like
runners.
gently blow out?
Shaw
Because that's
into
what's
Rashford's
making
feet
you cough.
and quickly return to him.
Not right, is it there?
It's great to see though from Rashford's point of view.
You don't get any toast, do
The
you?
outside run, that running just inside Nico Williams and Mepham. That will cause Wales a lot of problems. He's too quick.
Do you want to change your top at half time? I've got the rubber one in back there on the radiator.
All right.
Walker will get to that ahead of James. It's a good race
Oh,
though. Now Foden.
come on, boys.
In.
Four in the middle. Waiting outside is Henderson.
There's a lot of... Shouldn't have had... I shouldn't
England
have had
quickening up
half
their
this
play
season
now.
then.
Yeah, what's really interesting to see is that with England, it's almost like they're going to get their best opportunities in the counter press. So when they actually do lose the ball, if they go after it straight away and win it back, there's more gaps and spaces to open up. That's two occasions there where the counter presses work really well for them.
We'll have tea at half time,
Yeah.
then we'll have them sit
Declan Rice.
later. I'm having none.
Starting to play these passes higher up the field. Foden's got involved. Rashford, we've seen plenty involved.
You should send me a video. But I better look at it.
We've seen England play a patient game
Blimey,
in both of their World Cup matches so far.
they walked 14 miles, Steve.
And that 6-goal blast
Right?
against Iran.
Bloody hell.
Took a little while before
Yeah,
everything
and
was
that-
going.
What in Rome?
Yeah.
Wales have got to be patient too. Then
No, I
haven't
can see it. I'm waiting
Gun
for
home
food.
the off.
No, they can't. You have to
Not
respect the
far to
opposition
that.
and the quality that they have. You see the chance there for Rashford and Harry Kane just dropping into that kind of pocket. So you're looking at the two centre backs, Chris Mepham, Joe Roden. There needs to be that communication with the midfield in front. If he's going to drop into those areas, are you passing him on? Are you following Harry Kane in there? And on occasion, bailed out by an excellent save by Danny Ward.
They're trying to find Kane.
Oh my God, look at that.
They're finding Joe Rodon.
Yeah. When it's half time, we can
Williams.
have a treatment. Alright?
Trying to curl one in
Alright.
for Gareth Bale. It's not so easy for Pickford. John Stones. Foden. It's Walker firing over to Shaw. Needs to look effortless. Shaw asks for and handball against Williams.
Oh.
He just moves slightly towards the ball.
Here's this chance though. The weight of ball from Harry Kane's absolutely spot on, but you've got to give so much credit to Danny Ward, the keeper. He makes a decision, he commits to it. You can see clearly what Rashford's trying to do. He's just trying to lift it as he opens up his body. Keeper does really well, spreads himself, makes a big save.
Didn't have a great start to his Leicester City season. Danny Ward
What is
has
it?
been excellent in the games
Is that
leading up to
the
this tournament.
policy?
I think it's the pump from what it's called. I'm not sure.
Dear.
It's just amazing, that architecture. But it was built so long ago. I think.
It's Luke Shaw. It's not a little one, it seems.
Oh! What is that?
Prepare to run for it, Bear.
He's put it right the way to the back. Here's Foden waiting for the pieces.
I'll show you the pictures at half time.
Tries the not the first timer, but a shot in double quick time.
I don't mind it though. From Phil Foden, seen him do this many a time. get the shot off.
The money.
Catch the keeper out,
Where did
distracted
you
by
get the money from? To build it.
His 20th England cap. He's only scored 2 goals and they came into one game. 4-0 against Iceland 2 years ago.
Sorry.
Southgate's selections and his setup for the last game particularly criticised as Ward cheaply puts the ball out of play.
It's just amazing.
He's his own man, is Gareth Southgate. He won't bow to what's being talked about outside if he even listens to it at all.
Did you think there?
Bellingham finding Foden. Henderson. They don't quite know what to do.
And where do your relations come from, Ben?
What are you saying?
Where do your relations come from? We've got to have them, haven't we?
The early signs have been better for England. Foden.
Wow.
Can't get all the way through. Back with
Come on,
Rice.
boys. Set the game on fire.
Stop going back.
First sounds of the red wall starting to get into full cry.
Just trying to get the team going a little bit. It's a little bit too passive from Wales. Quite happy to kind of sit in that shape. You see the difference with England when you see that midfield, yeah, how quickly they
Yeah, no,
spin
but
on
the
the
thing
press
is-
and win the ball
Look at the
back.
possession.
Quite as lively from Wales.
Thing is, they could easily break and take England by surprise.
Yeah.
If England get a bit complacent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Needs Bale to it. Kane. And now
Huh?
Chris Minton, a free kick for England. Yeah.
Hold on, Harry. Something useful for once in your life.
Bloody
Really smart for the
fucking
England captain.
rugby player. Excuse my French.
Just waiting for that challenge.
Oh, yeah, did hit his leg.
It's a clear foul.
No need really, JG. He gets tight initially, which is good. But then he just wants a little nibble at it. No need really, just keep
Silly
your distance
bastard.
there, force him across the field.
Yeah, Rashford will be eyeing this up as well.
In those first 2 games, this would have been Kieran Trippier. Somebody else gets a shot at the shy today.
Everyone walks away from it. Something new.
Sorry.
Set piece routine.
Oh, Mr. Rice is playing, is he?
Captain of Liverpool. He's almost the second captain on the field for England. He's orchestrating affairs.
Who's the captain? I don't know. They did say he's.
Rice or Shaw?
Oh, I think it's
Which
Kane.
one?
Kane.
It's usually Kane, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I showed him at the beginning with Bale. As soon as I say Bale, he shows up on the telly.
Yeah.
They're going to try and
Is he in the wall?
do something here. Maybe clip it to the back post or lay it into someone to set on the edge of the box. There's something happening.
And McGovern,
Oh, there's some.
and he's on his toes already.
I don't even watch him. Want to watch him take it.
That's where it's going from Shaw.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Maguire.
Where'd that go?
Direct it back into the mix. He thinks it should have been a corner. He's adamant.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to do. Aaron Maguire is so strong at that back post, but in fairness to
Oh.
Ethan Ampadu, just does enough. And I think he just head it onto the back of Ampadu. Difficult one for the officials to call.
Ampadu really well in the end on that far post. That's not a
Bullshit.
match I want to see too often because there's a bit of a
Well,
mismatch
you should have made
between
more of
England
that,
and Wales.
boys. All the bloody build up
Attacks
to
the
it.
ball, so it's
And
one
it
of the
fell
ways
on
we'll
its
have to
face like a damp
look
squib.
at. England get another
What do
set
you think
piece.
there?
Stones puts it in. Wales with the chance to play some football in the England half.
Come on. You can get on me 2 half time. Go on then.
Not for longer. And it's all the way back to Ward. Kane will make him. Play this as quickly as
What's your throat,
he
Steve?
can, and he
Is
did.
it swollen up? Did your glands hurt?
No.
Your throat hurt, Anna?
It did when I first got
Oh,
fell ill.
So I'm still in the sore throat bit stage.
Did you get it after me?
Yeah, of course I have. Yeah, you've had it a lot longer, haven't you, than I have?
Rice.
You had it well before Vicky came, and I just only started feeling ill.
It's funny, when I click my toes,
Yeah. What's that mean?
my leggies is up.
Oh, does it?
I just don't know.
In the
Don't
other
do too
game.
many clicker
Any
rickers.
sort of
Are your
effect for
feet
Wales,
warm?
Danny? Just thinking if it
All right,
stays
yeah,
goalless
fine.
in both for ages, then there might be the chance for one last charge.
Possibly, but I don't think the players will be thinking about that.
Come on, lads.
About what they do with their
I suppose I'm
performance
going to
here.
get a
Yes,
cough after
they
you.
need help elsewhere,
Driving
but
you mad all next week.
show full concentration over the last couple of days being on this England team and how they can pick a result up.
Good reaction from Davis to get to the ball before Phil Foden. Now it's Moore against Walker. And Walker was there. And Moore had to wrap his leg
Not
around
him.
it. Free kick for the England man.
That's a good trip.
Yeah, just
He
laid it
didn't
up.
even touch the ball.
Ball. Clear foul. I think from Wales' point of
It's
view,
sent off for something like that.
you'd be thinking just keep it
Well, it wasn't
tight
too
as long as
violent,
you
I
possibly
suppose.
can, and then
No.
if you can get to as far as 60, 70 minutes at 0-0, then you throw everything at it, don't you?
It's got to be about staying in the game. You know, you're taking the game in stages, really. You know, you get for the first 15, 20 minutes hopefully unscathed, and you try and get a foothold, a bit of confidence in the game, and you can adjust kind of the game plan to how the game is then going.
Come on, boys, run forward.
Foden has started to come in from the right-hand side. Here he is. Outside him is Walker. Maguire. Shaw.
Oh, Mr. Maguire.
Rice. Shaw's got it back to him. Shaw's put it over. Henderson
It's
was waiting with his arm in the air for an age. Then the bounce of the ball deceived him. Walker to Rice. Rice urged to have a shot by England supporters. Across the face where Wales were able to return it. Well, England was starting to find a bit of a fluency there. Jordan Henderson, a little unfortunate.
Yeah, really good from England now, blocking it around with a lot of confidence and pace as well. Having that ability today to be able to slow the game down and speed it up when necessary is going to be really important.
Free kick England.
But all their passing's been really crisp throughout the team.
Davis on Henderson. Another chance for England to load the box. The heavy loads being Stones and Maguire. Maguire's right in the thick of the mix this time, standing in front of Billy Ward. Ward's on the move. It came his way. I think he missed time his jump. It may have been way over him. Rashford.
ooh.
There's a go. Takes out Nico Williams. He got that absolutely full on. It's like taking a blow from a middleweight.
Excellent defending from Nico Williams. You just
Oh.
see here, powerful shot from Rashford, looking to find that far corner, but he just gets himself down the line of the shot there. Nico Williams does the job of his goalkeeper almost defending.
Just depends sometimes where it catches you on your head, don't it? if it hits you right on the top of your head, you're just dizzy.
God,
Exactly, I
think that's what's happened now. I think instantly he's just felt right-handed and doing the right thing, making sure he's all right. Lovely little one from Harry Kane there. Does that all the time. didn't think Rashford got much wrong there. He's asking him to lift it instantly when he gets into that position. It was either that or go round the goalkeeper.
It's good from Danny Ward actually. He was out really quickly, just narrowed down that space. Looking at the finish and possibly could have gone under Danny Ward, but he did the right thing. Excellent save in the end.
Nico Williams is going to be okay. It's a good job they've taken time and gone through the necessary checks. Let's tell you what's coming up tomorrow. Another busy day, really busy across BBC One and BBC Two. Tunisia against France from 2:30 on One. At 2:45, if you prefer, there's a lot on Australia against Denmark on BBC Two. And then later on, it's Poland against Argentina, 6:30 on BBC One. And from 6:45 on Two, Saudi Arabia against Mexico. D-Day in those two groups. The legend and our colleague at this tournament, Ian Rush, has found himself a comfy seat for this one. Walker. Maguire. Williams. Fully recovered. Kiefer Moore. It was always going to be difficult.
It's
Oh,
going to be the difficulty for Wales when they win the back, how they can work their way up the field. Difficult ball down the line
I
there
was
for
hoping he'd come up
Kiefer
on me.
Moore. Was more than capable, but will find a way. Wales, when they win the ball back, they're trying to play through the units, trying to play through England. Haven't seen too much of Gareth Bale or Aaron Ramsey on the ball as of yet.
Foden. Now Walker. Good drop of the shoulder. Threw Aaron Ramsey off. Davis trapped by Foden, and he's used all his experience there. Just felt a little tap. Down he went.
Wanted to foul Ben Davis. Didn't take much from Foden, did it? Two England players
Fucking
converging
spicy
on him.
bastard.
Clever play in the end from Ben Davis.
Aaron Ramsey, along with Joe Allen, Gareth Bale, Ben Davis, all played in the Euro 2016 meeting in Lens. Walker and Kane were in the England starting lineup that day. England 2, Wales 1. And the Wales taking the lead with a Bale free kick.
yeah, mate. They showed it before the match.
Johnny Vardy and Sturridge hit back for England. It's just the second ever meeting of the nations on foreign soil, neutral soil.
Whoops. It's on HD. It's all blurry.
Moore did well to collect it and keep it up to a point.
Come on, boys.
Kane.
Play on.
Ramsey gets in the tackle just as Kane was looking for the pass to Rashford.
Yeah, it's really good tackle from Ramsey because he was just about to try and stop
God's sake.
Rashford. Just waiting for him
Why
to
does Gareth Southgate start his baboon?
Down his former Liverpool colleague, I'm sure somebody who looked up to Jordan Henderson, who was breaking through the ranks at Liverpool, Nico Williams.
Yeah, he's fired up.
What?
Jordan
They
Henderson.
wouldn't do
You
those
can hear him
rugby
screaming
tackles.
to his teammates as the game's
It's not
going
just
on.
Wales that are
To
doing it.
press.
Oh, damn.
I know the Welsh.
Dan
are
Ramsey is
doing
on the
it.
opposition side, but have that Kane, bitch.
I know Welsh are very renowned for their rugby,
Thanks.
but England are doing just as many tackles as
Away
they
by
are.
James. Williams giving it straight back. And the team has brought down
This
John
match,
Stones.
turning into wrestling.
You could hear how much that hurt.
Just led into the tackle, Daniel James, and just a touch from John Stones, just invited the tackle a little bit. And
Stop appearing in my sticker packets, you prick.
Daniel James
Is he?
looking to play a first time ball around the corner.
I've had like 4 of him.
Should have been in that
Why?
position to receive.
Not too many.
But was it?
No.
It's one of those where if the ball's on that side of the pitch and you're struggling as a team. I want that ball around the corner already. I want my striker over on that side of the pitch so I can put it into his feet, and he has to hold it up for me. I think Wales could do that a little bit better. Just get the ball into Keeper Moore, win some free kicks, try and get themselves up the pitch.
Don't beef them up. What can England do better to score? Bastards.
Caused by his own errant touch, really. Similar sort of situation that saw him sent off for Chelsea, or for Leeds rather against Chelsea at the back end of last season.
Yeah, but if I'm honest, we probably didn't see
That's
enough of
good
that
tonight.
from this Wales team in the first
They're
two
not
games,
gone
particularly around where at times the team got bullied. Didn't see enough players running around making fouls as well.
Oh dear. Try your most gentle.
Bellingham is driven.
Sorry, everybody.
So I think we're going to have to do some steaming, a little bit of steaming. Maybe half time.
Sure.
Oh, Ben.
Come on. Oh, Rashford is so shit.
Momentum on Bellingham, it's broken to right now. Foden's trying to stay on the right hand side. And Foden has almost got through.
Just a poor return from Jordan Henderson. Nicked it around him nicely, Phil Foden.
On it again, followed by Rodon. Just so quick, Phil Foden. That's why there was such a clamour from supporters to get him in the team. There's Maguire, and that was, it's going to go for a throw-in. You stick the heading,
Was that meant to be a shot?
He just kept going and going, didn't he? It's like, right, what am I doing here now?
Oh, where
Put a
was
little
that
bit too much
going?
on it, shall we say? I don't mind him coming forward with the ball. It's
What's
how he
that
kind
in
of
for?
got his
Someone
name
in the
initially.
crowd?
Harry Maguire. Driving with the ball
Sorry, Steve.
from defensive areas, but just needed to take a little bit off that one, I think.
7 England goals, 6 of those have been with his head. Rashford. Led by Mecton. Nobody there.
What?
Bit there.
What's going on?
Rashford and Henderson. Don't know whether they're getting a bit frustrated now. This is exactly what Wales would want.
Really, Saka and Trippier look relaxed enough. Jack Grealish might have not had many minutes in this tournament, but every clip you see seems to be having the time of his life.
He always is. That's what we love about him.
And a World Cup goal against Iran. Bellingham's making himself available. Maguire. Shaw. Rashford. Shaw is running away. Ramsey, he's given it away. Rice. Foden. Henderson to Rice. Walker's there. Walker sets himself for the ball into the box where Chris Matham was waiting for it.
Nice ball as well. Harry Kane just kind of ran himself underneath the ball. Right on the spot where I'm sure Kyle Walker was looking to put it in.
Nico Williams is still feeling the effects of that ball that he took pretty much right on top of his head.
Yeah, it just looks like he's struggling. Brilliant defending it was. So often you see defenders in that kind of situation when a player's taking a shot on it, very quick to kind of turn their body. They don't want to put themselves in front of the ball, but it's the complete opposite. Right down the line of the shot and taking it fully on the top of the head and still feeling the effects, but it looks.
If he is struggling with that and feeling effects, then really, and we had this in the opening game against Iran with the Iranian goalkeeper, didn't we? I know it wasn't as severe as that, but still, he has to go. He has to go off.
That's exactly right. You just got to listen to the advice that the medical team are giving you. And I think having gone down again for a second time tells the story itself. So I think the medical team will make the correct decision.
Oh,
That was it. And
so he really got
some
back to
watching
the
at
head
home
then,
won't think
didn't he?
that's much,
It's
but
where it
that
hits you.
was travelling.
It's where it hits you as well. If that catches him on his forehead or even in his face, he'd probably be okay. But because it's right on top of his head, it just has a different impact. And that's obviously what's caused the issue for Nico Williams.
Well, Connor Roberts is ready.
The
Birmingham will come on shortly.
7 degrees and 17 right now.
And Nico Williams has been brave enough at this tournament. He doesn't need to be any more stoic than he's already been.
Well, he's been fantastic, and I think the player has to maybe take control of this situation a little bit as well. What's the magnitude of this game? There can be no passengers, so if Nico doesn't feel right, he needs to get himself off. Able deputy and Connor Roberts waiting to come on.
You're never going to do that, are you, Gavin?
Well, you're not.
That's the problem.
You want to play, yeah.
You're never coming off the pitch, so it just has to be taken out of your hands.
I
Unfortunately,
think the medical staff have to take control, and Sean Connolly knows all about this. A right back himself in his playing days.
why is he going to come off? It's a massive game. He's not going to want to come
No,
off.
he's going off now, and it's a rotten end for Nico
Yes,
Williams. But you know what? One of his last acts of the tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, we think. Let's not go there yet. His last acts of this game was to stop an England attack.
We didn't go there.
You did. Okay.
No, I was keeping her awake.
Roberts for Williams.
Yeah, feel for him, Nico Williams. As you said, Gavi, giving everything in his shirt, always does for club and country.
And that's gone down as a suspected concussion substitution, which means one more available for both sides. And that's going to be a free kick for Wales.
Oh, a bit of added time on there.
Oh yeah, it's moving, isn't it? Not again.
He does
Oh,
a
yeah.
fantastic
That's a
job
world
defensively,
record
Kiefer
for
Moore,
John,
and so many headers for his team. How good he is. The attacking end of the pitch, he did a fantastic job for Wales on the defensive side as well.
Ward looks for more. Hoops it on, intending to find James. There is James finding Ramsey. No free kick. For Rice on Moore. And there's Bellingham to Foden. Kane and Rashford over on the left. Into Bellingham.
Oh.
Lovely touch.
Oh,
Come on! Oh! Sorry, Bear. Oh, Foden, God's sake, meant to be coming in and making an impact, you shit ass bastard.
Oh, Nick.
Back into him.
I called him a good player about 20 minutes ago.
So quick, so sharp, just trying to bend it into that far corner, just leaning back slightly. But that's what England can do. And they really turn it on and go through the gears. They can just cut through you with the pace that they have and the quality.
Roberts into the game. Ramsey. Bale. Shaw is there to help out Maguire. Might not have helped out England because he's given it to Ampadu. Ramsey. Walker stops him shooting. Joe Allen has a go and Rice stopped him. Rashford.
Don't run into people again.
Happy to run it back to
Fuck's sake.
Rice. Foden. Rodon dealt with it before it reached Kane. There's Rashford now.
Oh,
Rashford couldn't go all
but you
Richarlison
fucking
was.
are, mate. At the bag?
Well, he's got the knocker. A little bit of fortune here with the deflection into Rashford, but I don't blame him at all for taking this on.
Bring Saka on already.
Just comes off his shin.
And put Foden on the
A
right.
little bit of deflection, Marcus Rashford, but I'm just looking at
No, Foden.
Connor Roberts and Chris Mepham there. two players really essentially marking one. Need to get the communication right. Who's marking who? Can't be allowed that time and space inside the 18-yard box.
There's just a little glance there as well into when Wales do try and maybe get forward and play.
Fucking hell, I almost got mixed up there.
England can just catch them out. It's that kind of cat and mouse situation that Wales are constantly in this game.
Here's Bellingham. Here's Foden.
Come on!
And Kane. Rashford.
Oh, this guy's so fucking shy.
There were three waiting. Yeah, it seems as though we're now waiting for an England breakthrough.
Yeah, exactly that guy. The spaces are starting to open up. England are picking up some good second balls and good areas. Just good Rashford picking up the right pass. Bellingham's the one that he was going for at the back post, as you can see here. Just comes off
You
his
can
head.
see that
Doesn't catch
player
it
coming
right.
in on his right hand side.
Foden's on the corner. Maguire's up for it. Getting a variation of the bus stop, the love train, however you want to term it.
Fucking hell, where's it going, eh?
Didn't work
Is
for
it a
England that
fucking
time.
Brad?
It might be in a roundabout way. Rashford.
Corner.
This is forced to knock it behind due to the pressure. And that pressure is ramping up on Wales now.
Yeah, you can
Oh, it's good, but look
slowly
at the
feel
ball
it
down
starting to
there.
crank up.
We need a score.
Gotta do something with it.
Their kind of phases of play where they just kept the ball in the sense that there's something that can happen now.
Over it comes, and it's firmly repelled by Joe Rodon. And there has been a goal in the other game in the group. And the USA lead Iran by a goal to nil. Chelsea's Christian Pulisic has got it. And that means the USA will go above Iran into second place and qualify with England. It also means the only scenario for Wales is they've got to win by 4 or more in this one. But it can all turn round again. At the moment, Wales' only mission is to make sure this is goalless at the break.
Bloody playing those balls
Yeah, so
down the
far so
road,
good.
I know.
In a sense that England are starting to turn the screw. Wales have had to work really hard in this first half out of possession, haven't really been able to link anything together in an attacking sense.
Maguire to Stones.
They all st- no, right. Oh, come on.
The USA versus Iran. Try and keep the politics out of sport in that one. Maguire. Foden coming in. And now an impossible task to keep it in.
For Harry Maguire, because he's on and that ball's on all the time, but he's just the way he hit it, it was always going away from Phil Foden and it should have been curving towards him. It's an area of the pitch that England can exploit because they have good movement on that right hand side.
Mohamed Ohid. Wales are still here. I suspect even if this is the end game tonight, a lot of them will still be here for a week or two more.
And it wouldn't surprise me. Fans have really enjoyed themselves. Just delighted to see Wales playing at a World Cup. It's been so long. Irrespective of this result, or whatever the result is, tremendously proud of the players and what they've achieved really over the last 6-7 years.
There's been a lot of them enjoying the red line in Doha, so I've been told.
Yeah.
I've heard about this place, James. Have you been there or not?
Oh, guys, just exposed himself a little bit there.
Shaw. Bellingham. Declan Rice was ordering Shaw out of his way. He didn't get the message quickly enough. Bellingham.
Oh, go on, Jude. Oh.
Roberts puts it behind, England corner.
He's the key for me, Jude Bellingham, because
He's a
always
big
the free
threat,
spirit
really.
in the side.
But
He
in
can
the
go
blood,
where he wants.
fresh
Just
for
up on the
them.
left, he makes runs into the box. He's the one that I think is going to cause a lot of confusion in that defensive line.
Foden's corner. 3 of them stopped Harry Maguire. There's Bale. Haven't seen him again tonight, but it's not been that sort of game yet for Wales. He might well come into his own later.
Well, he only needs one moment, we know that. He's done it time and time again, but it's just been really difficult to get, well, any of the attacking
You
players
mind
on the ball.
saying
They've done a
I
good
missed
job,
the
but they have
water.
lost the ball. They'll be very
Yeah, I
quick
do.
to
And
pull
what?
back.
So,
Well,
And
showing
what?
enough quality
no, I
in
do that.
possession.
Just all I'm going to do is change my shirt.
I boil a big
Sure.
kettle of it.
Oh, I didn't need a loo. How many minutes are going to be added on in?
Gareth, they nearly been
So,
practicing
What?
free kicks
look,
all week. Just waiting for
Is
one
that?
he's
moment.
got the cat and the dog
He might well
Oh,
come.
on his lap.
5.
We're going to have at least 5
I'm
minutes
surprised.
added. Most of that, pretty much all of that, was for the delay for treatment to Nico Williams, who's gone off, replaced by Connor Roberts as a concussion substitute. It's Rice. And there is Rashford for England. Okay. Nicely taken. Henderson was demanding the ball. Rashford has got it instead, and then
Oh, dear.
given it straight to Dan James. In goes Walker. Free kick for Wales.
In potential Wales attack there. Carl Walker following Dan James right across the pitch.
Hello.
Wales managing to get 2 or 3 passes in, and as soon as Daniel James gets his head up, the tackles coming in.
Here's Roberts. How fearless do Wales want to be in this stoppage time period? Got the chance on the ball in England's half. Half-time looming, but we can see Brennan Johnson getting ready to come on for Wales. I suppose they'll make the change before half-time unless they absolutely have to.
You have to think there's a possible injury to one of the forward players. Everyone seems to be moving okay to me.
Ward. Walker's coming for that. Allen. Going straight to Jordan Henderson. Kane. Bellingham. Pass a little behind him. Here's Shaw. That doesn't reach anybody in wide. Maguire. Great determination to get there before more. Kane. Kane's had a go.
Corner.
Maguire was in the way. Corner's been given.
Yeah, it looked like it hit Harry Maguire. You can see the Kane just trying to shift it, waiting for a yard. I think it did.
I'll take it. We should have had a corner before.
Get that yard.
And it was giving us a goal kick, so who cares?
Goes up for a corner.
This is an England bonus.
It's the one thing in this first half. England played really well. They'll be reasonably pleased. I think they'll feel that they could have worked the goalkeeper a little bit more.
Foden
Oh, only 5 minutes?
to the back for Stones, and Ward has it and holds it.
And confident goalkeeping. Easy one in the end for him. Playing the back across goal could have been awkward.
It's obviously an area that England feel Wales are weak.
Yeah.
Whether they've highlighted Ampadu at that back post quite a lot. Harry Maguire's done it. John Stones on this occasion. In fairness to Ethan Ampadu, he's stood the test so far.
Yeah, and he's just got a blow. It's only a glancing blow, this one. There's no need for prolonged treatment here, but Ethan Ampadu needed a bit of a break. He's okay. This was how it happened.
Just gets the first contact, and
It's the
John
leg coming
Stones
round here.
coming in behind as well.
Danny Ward will get this up and away as far as he possibly can. Moore. Ramsey.
Oh.
Roberts. Rashford very quickly into tackle, and a little bit from Connor Roberts that Possibly wasn't necessary. The referee is going to have a word with him. And a brief word with Rashford too. It's not been played like that at all. And Connor Roberts showing some fire. Now Bale's coming for the throw, and Roberts has told him to get back into the box. That's where this has to go. We are in the 5th minute of stoppage time. Oh, something different. And here's Allen. Allen's effort is high and wide, but neatly worked by Wales. All England expecting that to be hurled into their penalty area.
Yeah, England expecting a long throw in. I was expecting a long throw in, but well worked into Chris Metham. Nice ball into Joe Allen. Back inside onto that left foot. Catches it really well. Always rising. Good moment for Wales though.
So it's goalless at half-time.
Let's want it.
England largely off
Forgot
track.
about
Perhaps they
Carlton.
haven't created as much as they would have wanted to. But a little clue from Wales at the end to show they are very much in this as a contest, and they're fighting for their World Cup lives. We're going to be entertained by a half-time show now. Chesney Hawks live on the field. I'll hand you back to the one and only Gary Lineker and co.
No singing here unless Alan Shearer starts. He does like us to sing song occasionally. Well, with USA winning in the other game at present against Iran, as it stands, England will go through as group winners on goal difference and will face Senegal on Sunday. However, Wales would be out unless they can go on to beat England by 4 or more goals in the second half. Big ask. A reminder that second place, which is currently the USA, will take on the Netherlands as it stands, of course. Well, England have very much dominated, haven't managed to score a goal yet, but overall they've played pretty well.
Yeah, they've done all right, I think. They've got to try and turn possession into goals. You've got to try and... England's best moments, I feel, have been when Wales have actually tackled. You've got to try and draw them out because they're getting that many men behind the ball. It's very difficult to break them down. So when they do attack and then England win the ball back and hit them quickly and move it quickly and pass it, that's when they've caused them problems. I'm pretty sure that's what Gareth will be trying to say to them at half-time.
Ian, Wales have stayed in the game, and that's what they've got to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they've defended really well. As long as 45 minutes ago again, because they've come a stage where Wales will have to take a chance because they need to score a goal to win the game. So I think they've defended really well, but it's going to be a long second half.
Yeah, they need Iran to equalise and pinch one at the end. It's still on.
Yeah, no panic at all. It can still be. I'm not panicking 1 minute at all. I think that you know what we spoke about earlier. They're in the game. They're playing much better today. There's a few tackles flying in, which is nice to see. They're soaking up a bit of pressure. It's funny because the same thing that I think Wales would like, you know, to suck England out and try and go is what you're saying about England. But I think they've defended well. They've defended the box well, and they're staying in a better shape today.
There's a few statistics though, Rhea. Wales,
Shot change.
Final third, England 104.
England.
Position hold 38 for Wales, 218 for England. Possession 75%, England 25%. Wales 17 touches in the box for England, none for Wales. But no goals.
Yeah, no goals, but I think one aspect that Gareth was pleased with is they controlled the game. I think that's what Gareth likes. He doesn't want to take many risks and chances, and controlling everything in the game has been a big part. They haven't allowed Wales to get any rhythm, any possession at all, and like the guy said, when Wales have got a little bit of the ball and England have pressed them and bounced off of that, transitions are dangerous.
And one of those led to probably the best chance of that half, didn't it? Marcus Rashford's opportunity one-on-one.
Yeah, very good goalkeeper. I thought the goalkeeper was very quick off his line, which maybe surprised Marcus, but I think the initial play and lead up to it was exactly the way that England want to see things happen. Win the ball in the turnover. Declan Rice does magnificently well here. Pounces, anticipates, and the run.
Oh, that's the biggest chance.
Finding the space for
I bit my feet on it.
just to finish. You may want to see a little bit.
Round it.
Yeah, I think so, because the pace, isn't he? So he knows the keeper, or we know that the keeper can't touch it, and if he just knocks it past him.
Yeah, just goes
One
wide.
save, though.
Get wide then, he's going to get a foul at least.
I think so.
Yeah, very good. You've got good goalkeeping from one.
Yeah, that's a concern for me. That
Doing it in the England Cup then.
actual win. I know Nico Williams.
Come on!
That's a major concern because he looks so sharp coming off the wing.
Yeah. You mentioned Alan that it's easy when Wales are out. I think the first example of that.
Did Ben go out? Was he still in?
Yeah,
What, on the Widdowson?
The one touch and two touch, they had the confidence, if you like, the little couple of flicks and tricks around the corner. You can see how many men England are committing forward there. A little flick there from Bellingham and another one there into Foden. It's really exciting, quick football, which is very difficult to defend against when England do that, or when any team does that.
Brilliant from Bellingham. It's interesting on Bellingham because those that are old enough will remember Duncan Edwards, born in the same part of the world. Apparently everyone thought that he was going to be one of the greatest midfield players ever, and sadly
Has he got out?
Air crash, of course, and what a player.
Yeah, fabulous. I mean, we've just seen glimpses today, but he's getting the licence to roam a little bit. And I think if you're going to have any criticism of England, maybe you think about having a more a player that can come in and do a bit more. Like Henderson's in there for the security, I understand that, but a Grealish or Foden more central maybe could be something that can unlock it.
Yeah, the Welsh midfield was always the concern. Alan's made a difference, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. He's our best player. He's just holding there. Maybe Ampadu would like to get forward, but he's not been allowed to. But I think in the middle there, Joe Allen just was protecting that back ball.
You've been watching Harry Kane very close.
Yeah, you know how much I think of Harry and how good a player he is.
Plays too deep sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I know he likes doing it. It's a big part of his game, and of course he set the Rashford chance up. But also is that when he's up there like that, you've got to ping the ball into him. But I would be a little bit concerned in terms of where he is and when balls are coming into the box, because I think he should be attacking the near post there.
Yeah, someone should do there. Yeah.
Someone's got to be there, and he's hanging out there. He's waiting for someone to pick him. And of course, on a similar one also, when he comes forward, that ball could go in there. But then look where he is when Harry Maguire is trying to cross the ball. I get it. I understand it. That what he's trying to do.
It is his game, isn't it?
It is his game. He's very good at doing it. But again, when he's in there and he's trying to be that focal point, I think that ball can be pinged up to him like that a little bit quicker to get the best out of him.
Okay. How big a miss will Nico Williams be?
Well, it's unfortunate for him. He's obviously blocked the shot and brilliant block. I mean, it was a great piece of defending, and it's not. You know, he's hit it and he's hit it with some balls not too far.
It's in the top of his head as well.
Yeah,
he's
right.
dipped it, hasn't he? Not the forehead.
He's put his head down, so it's a shame for him. But Conor Roberts is on, and he's the normal right back anyway. It's a shame for him.
And this is one of your pet hates, isn't it? What the way the game is. You think there should be a temporary substitute, allow 10 minutes to be playing, and then if he's okay, can go back on in place of that.
It has to come. I would say to IFAB, what on earth are you waiting for? Because everyone is under pressure then to make a decision. You've got the doctors and the physios are on the pitch trying to buy a little bit of time. If they were able to get him off for 10 minutes, assess him, bring someone off, and then make him
right on your
you've
phone.
got the huge pressure on the pitch. Yeah,
It's
win
common sense.
What on earth IFAB waiting for? Do it now.
We've got a little bit.
He's a bright bowl, isn't he?
But we obviously know they're playing deep. They're playing a game that.
Oh, that's nice and warm, that fire.
That's fine. That's fine with it. I'm absolutely. That's what I said before the game. I think that we need to sit in and be first and foremost is don't take yourself out of the game. Stay in the game for as long as possible, which they've done up to half time. We know that we're going to be deep. I think that we play better football when we sit in a little bit. And yeah, okay, we haven't had the lion's share of possession, which is fine. I think we're all happy with that. Yeah. Joe Allen had the shot towards the end of
Let's have a look at it. You've queued it up nicely, and well, I think Jordan Pickford might have had it covered. Watch this. It's a wide shot.
Just keep it warm. Just keep it warm. He doesn't have anything to do, has he?
I don't think I've ever seen a goalkeeper that dives for balls that are going miles wide or higher than as much as Jordan Pickford. Great stuff. Ian, we spotted someone in the crowd that's a ringer for you.
Is it?
Yeah, have a look. Is it your twin brother?
I think it's John Aldridge.
There you go. Next to Didier Drogba.
Yep.
You still got your pace, haven't you? Whizzed back up to the studio.
You have to get back.
You're getting excited there. Look, too nervous to
They're attacking their own in and out.
Cheeky bagger.
Have you ever wondered how to win a World Cup? I know, stop.
you win the World Cup.
Do it your way, whatever it is, but just do it differently.
It's the pinnacle of the beautiful game. But what's the secret to this elusive formula?
Small things decide the game.
Hear the facts.
What did just happen?
Feel the passion to give your all.
Everybody wants to get their hands on it.
As legends explain.
Now you're in trouble.
How to win the World Cup. Available to watch now on BBC iPlayer.
That music better not be copyright on my bloody video.
The Match of the Day Top 10 World Cup specials are available now on iPlayer and BBC Sounds. Keep up to date with all the latest news on the BBC World Cup Daily podcast. Listen on BBC Sounds. France versus Tunisia is our next live game tomorrow. I think Mbappe was up that. BBC One at 2:30.
So, you love a dramatic game. That's excellent. Then stick with BBC One after the match for The Traitors. 22 players with one goal
After this?
to win
Oh, it is as well.
£120,000. But in amongst them, 3 traitors who want to steal it all.
No!
I have to record it.
Tension and betrayal.
I'm not a traitor, I swear on everything!
Could you spot a traitor? Let the mind games begin.
And Claudia, you just went from it. She just went from an England shirt to
Let's bring you up to date with
To
what's
a Welsh
been happening
shirt.
in the Iran
What if you play
USA
half?
game.
You're
Your
English.
commentator, Steve Wilson.
Robinson. Where? Yunus Musa's level 3.
Got the sting.
Oh, yeah, it was on the edge.
Pulisic in there with a very good header, actually.
3 lines on my cap.
Put a bit of that.
Ah,
I put a bit of that fixing Halen in.
you're doing a little strong then. 3 lines on my cap.
Serginho Dest.
I've had an open brush. And a biscuit. It is. 3 lines on it. You can't see it, but it's the England cap.
Kenny. Dest has got to run. Trying to get in behind outside. Pulisic! Christian Pulisic scores for the United States. And Pulisic, at some personal cost, has put them in front.
A potentially huge goal for USA as it stands a reminder. England will go through as group winners on goal difference and would face Senegal on Sunday. Wales will be out, of course, unless they can go on to beat England by 4 or more goals in the second half, or Iran equalise, and then they only need 1, possibly if England don't score. And a reminder that second place, which is currently the USA, will take on the Netherlands.
Cool. There's can't be a few minutes left of the second
Gareth
half.
Southgate, will he make changes? He generally doesn't like to make 2 changes early. Lots of managers we've seen in this competition have sometimes done it at half time. We've seen Brazil do it frequently, haven't we?
Well, look, the one thing I'm sure he's looking at is what Rio said a little bit earlier, is that if you're going to take one off, it would be perhaps one of the midfielders, probably Henderson, just to get that little bit more creativity into that midfield. Who's someone who would you bring on?
As this guy, a Liverpool captain, I just don't know. Should be Salah or someone like that.
It's so tight in there that you need that piece of magic, that
Salah or Van Dijk.
with a pass.
Sorry. I suppose it's a shame in some ways that Maddison has only just started training again, because this sort of game.
I'm not a Liverpool fan, I'm just saying he's bloody poo.
Yeah, he's the one player in the
I'm not saying it just because I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm just saying it because it's true.
Madison has got that vision
No,
and that
I've
creativity and that
after you've
personality and character to play those passes.
Huh?
and
This
take
has got the
risks,
fix in it.
Do it after I've had
You
one.
know what I mean?
What?
Vapor rub in, but you can put it in hot
Page will
water.
the same, I imagine, and just kind of wait.
Oh, actually,
How long
very,
until they
very,
actually
very
have to go for a
You
goal,
don't
and obviously
need,
they need a bit of help
you
elsewhere.
don't even need to put it notes right near it, just gently.
They've done really well so far. I
Sniff.
think we're looking for maybe a
Oh, blooming hell.
I'll put it down there.
Seeing someone like a Brennan
That'll
Johnson
clear your head in seconds.
maybe to go in behind a little bit more, but they just focus on this next 45 minutes and do exactly what they've done. Wait for that one chance and try and take it.
But is there a point where do you think he'll say to them, right, this is we change our plan, or do you just?
I think you just kind of feel it.
Yeah.
You know, at some point you can't just keep sitting back for the whole time. You've got to wait for that one special moment or that, you know, once the game gets on a little bit, you start to push, which is dangerous because then you open
It'll open up. I'm pretty sure it'll open up.
Most games have, haven't they? Most games have this. A lot of games have been like a little bit cagey, and then one team maybe on top, but then the second half, obviously, as players get a little bit tired, game gets a little bit stretched.
I think it's just like a knockout stage now, isn't it? Another third game, just like a knockout. You've got to do something to change it.
Who's that,
Win the
right?
game.
Do you know?
It's when the World Cup really starts, really.
He's a
isn't it?
Welsh,
Yeah,
ex-Welsh
definitely. I
guy.
think today in this game,
Ex-Welsh
Yeah.
they
player.
have to go down home. They're cruising.
Right.
They're going to
Start
qualify.
jumping up
They
and
don't
down.
need to really
Well
open up.
scored.
Alan somebody.
I think that's the way to go.
We don't know what going to.
Ashley, have you been texting from our page? Brennan Johnson's apparently.
I'm sure that bulb used to be brighter, didn't it?
Sure, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you're a genius.
It doesn't look that light bright on my camera, and the light's turned all the way up.
What this young lad can do.
Maybe if it's not really on the right side of the light, it needs to be further back. The light's straight above it.
Talented, very talented.
I don't know.
Right, back to go for
Or
the
maybe
second
it
still on
needs
to play.
to be on
Let's
top
reach
of
out
the
our
pink
team. Simon Davies, Neil Jones, and Neil Taylor on BBC Wales. And for ourselves, Jermaine Genus, Danny Gavin, and Don Rugby.
Thank you, Gary. Yeah, that Wales change. Brennan Johnson of Nottingham Forest has replaced Gareth
The
Bale.
bag.
We are thinking that that is because of an injury of some
Eh?
sort
On,
to the
if you
Welsh
want to
captain,
put it on
because
the pink
they did
stool,
have Brennan Johnson
that'll
ready
make it
Nah.
brighter.
for the
That's
last
all right.
5 minutes of that first half. And
No, we
Johnson for
don't
Bale.
have time, go quick.
Have the early change of
Yeah.
Roberts
Is
for
that
Williams.
15
England
minutes?
are
It's gone.
as they were at the start, and the scoreline is as we were at the start. It's Wales 0, England 0. We need a little bit more to get enthused about in the next 45 minutes, although Chesney was good, Jermaine.
Yeah, it was great. Great guy, thanks.
Took you right back to your youth.
Appreciate that.
I was loving it.
Yeah,
You did well.
Well, Bell's gone off.
Here's Kiefer Moore. There's Ben Davies to try and win it. Rashford finds Henderson. Rashford has
What?
made that pretty easy for Joe Rogan. Aaron Ramsey has, as you'd expect, taken over the captain's armband from Bale.
Yeah, big blow for Wales, that. Gareth Bale having to come off.
Well, he might half it as an injury.
For Wales, but
That
what
should be
opportunity
so old.
for Brennan Johnson. What people say that he is the future of Welsh football. What an opportunity for him to come on in a game of this magnitude. Can he be the hero? Can he be the match winner?
Scrapping by Ramsey. Whatever happens today, we will see Bale in a Welsh shirt again, I'm sure. He was asked a question actually yesterday. If you go out, is this your last game for Wales? One word, no. Absolutely not. There's a nudge from Johnson. The referee is going to give a free kick for that on Luke Shaw.
Yeah, it is a foul, but I like that straight away. And Ramsey getting on the ball, head up, and Brennan Johnson making that running behind, yes. Nudging the back of Luke Shaw, but what he will do, if you can get Brennan Johnson on the ball, he is fearless. He'll have no other thought in his mind but getting into those 1v1 situations against Luke Shaw and looking to get the better of him.
Johnson, a former England under-17.
Made the right choice in the end, guy.
Dab David played for England B. And there was such a thing.
Actually made my debut. 19-year-old up against his dad. He was playing for Ipswich Town at the time. Took home the sponsors man of the match as well, so
Always makes you feel it a bit when you're talking about players' dads, doesn't it?
Yes.
Henderson. Walker to Stones.
Ms got to know
Here's
how to
Maguire.
send photos. That's it.
Is she watching this?
I doubt it.
It'll be on BBC,
Seems to be
won't
from
it?
the off, as though it's been a familiar half-time story for England. As Phil Foden tries to drift through everybody.
Come on, boys!
Yeah, and Foden brought down just as he threatened to enter the penalty area. Free kick England, and what a position for it. Just going to say, Jermaine, it does seem
Just
to be
don't
that
take
I just saw 1-0 there. I thought, what? Are they in front of us? No, it was USA Iran game.
And Phil Foden's come out and started on the
Just
left-hand
don't
side now, and
take too long setting
This
the
is why
bloody
there's such a-
free kick up.
clamour for Phil Foden to be in this team because
It's annoying.
he is and how skillful he is and the
This
way
is,
he
I think
deflects
this
the
is
ball.
shooting position.
Especially against teams that are going to sit off. He just has that kind of, I'm not having this type mentality and I'm going to make something happen, and you need players like that in your team. when you're playing up against a really stubborn side.
Again, no Trippier. Who takes this? Harry Kane, I think, wanted a save, and his free kick record is not great. He's walked away.
Well, I'm boiling hot now with that fire on, and you? I'll turn it off in a minute.
Why?
What?
To be hitting him rightly so.
I'm boiling hot now.
Oh, you mean the fire?
Yeah.
Scored as soon as he got against the rim. His first major
That ball's
tournament
going
goal.
to be mega. Don't watch it.
It's a Manchester United man to strike, however you look at it. And it is Rashford.
About time you done something, blood! About time you fucking done something!
What a strike from Marcus Rashford. Nothing Danny Ward could do. Right into the corner. He is back enjoying his football again. Scoring regularly for his country again.
Yeah, you could tell.
You think you are, man? Mohamed Salah?
When that free kick was given, he was over on it straight away.
Oh.
Licking his lips. Knowing exactly
Blimey, he practiced that a few times. That was amazing.
I've turned like the thingy off, but I've left the light on. Or is that not alright?
He thinks he's whipping it over the ball. Hits him. Gets some whip and dip on it. And smashes it into that far
Good job
corner.
he got that. I'll
It's a
call him an
brilliantly
England
taken
player now.
free kick.
That's a
I
David
do
Beckham
think the
free
keeper will be
kick, that is.
disappointed though when he sees it again.
Wales 0, England 1.
Where's it coming? Oh, it's there.
Marcus Rashford.
It's near.
Oh no. I only put a tiny bit in it.
Oh, we want
It
it.
says 2
Brett to go
teaspoons.
Kane's way.
Foden! What a start!
Running away.
To the second half! This should have been half time!
It's a double quick Manchester 1-2. One red, one blue, 2 goals into the Welsh net.
Fucking hell. That's it. Destroyed them in minutes.
Billy looks relieved. that guy in the crowd.
Who was it? Hold
Guy
on,
in the
no.
crowd.
Real
Foden.
sharpness to their play. And they're getting their rewards.
Oh yeah, it's only a sharpness to their play. They didn't do it in the first half.
On the press, winning the ball back. And Harry Kane, how many times do we see him do this? He doesn't even lift his head. He knows where he wants the ball. So that's exactly
Rashford stole the
where he
ball to
sticks
begin
it.
with.
Another appetite from Rashford. Comes to Harry Kane. Doesn't pick his head at once. Let me put that on a plate for you, Phil
You
Foden.
could see it was going to go to
Fill
him.
your boots and put us 2-0 up.
Harry Kane has gone from master goal scorer to creator supreme for club and country.
Well, I think that sets up England v Senegal now.
Wales 0, England 2.
I mean, USA would have had to thrash or Iran 4-0 or
Or is it
something.
all too late?
Anyway, but
It's going to have to be now. It's really poor from Wales off the back of conceding a fantastic Marcus Rashford free kick to then shoot themselves in the foot, really looking to play out. Yes, it's brilliant from England in terms of the press, but Ben Davies giving the ball away, then Wales are caught expansive out of shape. Phil Foden just stealing in on that far post. He's not going to miss from there. Really poor couple of minutes from Wales after an excellent first half.
the only Wales players I feel sorry for is Aaron Ramsey. That's it.
A bit of pressure from Ramsey, but it is an England free kick.
You know what?
There's a little bit of a swagger. England have won
Arsenal legend.
when it's been 0-0 at half-time in any of their last 6 World Cup games, but they are well and truly in the box seat now. Wales have to summon up everything that they've got left. Everything and more.
It's a tricky one for Wales though, because when you say that, they can put as much energy as they want into this game, but in doing so, they're just going to be opening themselves up to more pain, I feel. they've got it. They've got it in them. They've got that fight.
They need to score 3 goals, mate. I don't think it's happening.
This sort of way, it might just encourage a little bit more crispness in the Welsh play.
Quite possibly. Pressure's off a little bit now, you could say, but game plan certainly has to change now. And yes, it will open Wales up more, and England will look to take more advantage of that, but that's a risk that Wales need to take.
Ramsey in. Agonisingly close to Kiefer Moore's forehead. James. James has tried to bend it. Pickford, I think, just pulled his hands away. He was momentarily struggling.
Well, in the end, it's neither a cross or a shot. The ball was almost too good. Conor Robertson on the end of, and half had Pickford interested, dive into his left, but better build-up play from Wales on our right-hand side, deep cross to the far post, and Daniel James probably the most advanced we've seen in all of this game.
And all the noise, the England noise, the red wall is silence for now. No matter what happens in the rest of this, they will make themselves heard later. Here's Ampadu and here's Moore. Moore's had a go.
Oh, shit in hell!
And he was going the other way and just managed to adjust it in the nick of time.
Reacts really well, Pickford. Kiefer Moore just dropping deep.
Oh, come off him. Is that Maguire? Come off.
Nicks off the head, I think it's Harry Maguire.
Fuck's sake, mate.
Yeah, quickly diving back to his right, really strong right hand to push that away.
Visible Wales response. Ramsey. James Cross. And the flag is up for offside. As Maguire did his usual thing anyway.
Really good goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford, and you look at Danny Ward, as JJ said, with that first goal. Fantastic strike by Marcus Rashford, but he'd be slightly disappointed. He just takes 2 steps, almost bounces 2 steps to the right, and isn't expecting Rashford to dip it over the wall to his right hand side, and he just catches it. Possibly maybe just looking to the right as well to try and get a clear view of the shot, but quality of the strike, and he's just not able to get back the other way, is he?
He's got to let the wall do its job.
Yeah.
He can't be guessing at that point. If anything, that ball just does not go in keeper's side, and it wasn't right in the side netting. No, he should be getting there.
Well, at 2-0, Gareth Southgate has decided it's time for changes, and Kyle Walker has done his bit on his return to action after a groin surgery.
He's looked sharp as well.
So on in his place for his first minutes at this World Cup, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Harry Kane's getting a breather, we expected that. Callum Wilson will come on for him. And Calvin Phillips
Who else is coming now?
enters the World Cup. He's been out for some time
Okay.
with a shoulder
Well,
injury,
is that
and he will
alright?
take
Is that
over
okay? I don't
in the
know.
number 4 role from the
Seems
number
alright.
4,
We're 2-0 up,
Declan
don't we?
Rice.
Yeah. Why not?
Callum Wilson's a good
Come on,
striker.
boys.
Yeah, good to see some players get some minutes. Callum Wilson up top. Really enjoy this occasion. Deserves a rest. Declan Rice. The skipper's done his bit with another assist.
And whilst England were making those changes, Wales were giving some
Hey,
training to
please
Ben
be down.
Davies.
I'm not saying
Sean Connolly's had to work
I'm not
hard
saying that
tonight.
because the Welsh plays, but plays for Tottenham.
Maybe disappointed Ben Davies with his.
It's not like it makes a difference anyway, they're still shit.
Clearly assured in possession of the football, but it has been an issue for Wales. Retention of the ball, options for players on the ball. He doesn't have one there. He tries to cut back inside. Good from Rashford and Harry Kane. Harry even sees that pass. I'm not sure he does. He's just trying to put it into
I don't
the
care.
air. He's hoping someone's there.
Looking at
Just
all
knows where he
things.
wants
Option of football, she can't.
It happens a lot with
Do you know what
strikers.
she
They put it
just
into a good
said?
area.
What?
Knowing
Did
that
she actually say something about
this
this?
is just a technical bit of brilliance
No.
from Marcus
She
Rashford.
says, there is
Getting that
football
movement
here,
on the ball,
but
getting
only
the-
one they
the
can
width
get
and
is
the
the
depth to look at
USA
the faces of those
Iran
England
game.
fans.
And
Patiently
she's
having
put
to
an
wait
exclamation
45
mark,
minutes
and
for
I
that
said,
moment.
yeah, that's what they
It was
say.
worth it when it came.
So they don't want to put the England game on.
What, because Italy beat them in the final?
Yeah, probably.
Worth it for Marcus Rashford.
Just so they don't upset the Italians.
And Wales have had to make a change as well. So Joe Morrell comes on in place of Ben Davis.
Messages.
That's 300 players,
Wales
was
team.
Yeah, it just looks like
So you think you can have a very faint, a very little sniff, not a big one. Have you got a tissue?
Give me a minute. At the L.
Portsmouth.
Don't have to do it as soon as I say.
I need to.
Here's Ramsey.
Careful.
And to nab it from him was Jordan Henderson.
Don't touch your nose.
Oh, what's it called again?
I'll show you. It's like that Vicks stuff.
Henderson.
F-V-I-C-K-S. You should be able to get
What the hell?
little inhalers that you stuck
Why is Henderson still on the field?
Gavin Wilson. Chase
away.
around.
Nanny Shirley.
Falls an error. There's Phillips straight into the tackle on Allen. I think Phillips could do to get a little bit into his legs tonight. He played 4 times for Manchester City since his move from Leeds, all as a substitute.
You didn't feel like this, did you?
No, I feel worse.
You felt worse?
No,
You feel worse now? Yeah, I think you are, actually. I mean, I know I don't really see you that much.
Just now with the Yorkshire Polo against the Welsh Shabby. Phillips against Allen.
I think I need to blow my nose.
Get a good tissue.
I don't think that will do any.
It might sort of like, just gently, no?
Rodon. James. Rashford overtakes it.
Probably all that celebrating.
It probably is. It's got you going, isn't it?
I'll just do a silent one if they score again.
What I was going to say, they don't score again, they do.
Straight away and immediately apologises to Liverpool skipper.
Sorry, I'm ill.
It sounded like a horrible one.
But
He's got the lurgy!
Rashford did really
Is that
well.
my
Check
injury?
back
He's
and
on the floor.
just take the ball off.
who did he foul?
Daniel James.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Jordan.
they can be really sore then. He's going for the ball, Aaron Ramsey, but yeah, that would really rock Jordan Henderson's ankle.
Is it wrong to hope
Screen was fully
that he's
understandable
injured and
now,
goes
you
off
see
because
that.
he's been top shit? Even though we're 2-0, he's not done anything.
Degree bend in the ankle, but
I think he does well, Jordan Henderson.
It'd be advantage Liverpool as well.
Carry on from this one. Excellent play from Rashford initially. He's done that on a number of occasions. Worked really hard for England, on and off the ball.
Bring on Gridley. No, hang on. No,
Fantastic
don't bring on
strike.
Mount.
Goal that he scored, but now Ramsey there just looking to do a similar thing and recover and make a tackle. And he is going for the ball, but just catches Henderson on the inside of the ankle. He just rolls it over.
Henderson's upright. Sunderland stock. He'll carry on.
Bastard. Sorry.
Captain of England now with Kane having left
It's going right down my throat. It feels
Recovery
quite
that.
nice.
I'm sure we need this.
It's alright if that goes down my throat. Is that how I feel it? How I feel it when it goes down my nose.
Seems to be okay.
Yeah.
You can hear me speaking a bit clearer now at the moment.
Stones. Wilson loses out. Rodon. As he jumped for that, Rodon has gone down on his haunches as a result.
He just heads the back of Callum Wilson's head. He's going for this. Yeah, straight into the back of his head. Near the ball. It's a foul, if anything, on Callum Wilson.
Wilson's 6th cap. 2nd appearance at this tournament. Although he's been beset by so many injury problems the last couple of years, but he did everything he could to get fit for the tournament, score goals for Newcastle. 30, in all probability,
He won't be in the party for USA, Mexico and Canada, should England qualify. He's going to relish every minute of his chance in Qatar. Danny, we're at 64 minutes nearly now. Is at the end of the road for Wales.
It's starting to look that way. The players will be really disappointed with it. 2 goals conceded off the back of a well-organised first half. And defensive side of things didn't really offer too much going forward, but see 2 goals so quickly. 1 foul given away by Joe Rodon, giving the ball away in a dangerous area.
Rashford offside. Mr. President in the house.
Oh?
Doesn't seem to have any friends sitting near him.
Got a bit quiet.
Seats are so posh he has to sit on his own. An England change. Luke Shaw is off. And Kieran Trippier is going to get a go at left back.
Oh, Mr. Trippier.
Good solid display from Luke Shaw. Winning his rest this evening. So a couple of changes left available to them. Just looking at who hasn't had any minutes in the competition yet. Connor Cody, James Maddison, who is fit after a knee injury, and Conor Gallagher of the outfield players. Ben White is not on the bench, incidentally. He missed training yesterday due to feeling unwell. Roberts. Morel. All the way. Rashford. Has to be a contender player of the match. Oh yeah, definitely. After that finish, he had some moments in the game. Missed that early chance, but the way he stuck away that free kick, it puts him up there on the list. It's interesting.
Dear Johnny Ringley.
When the game kind of dies down a little bit and the crowd gets a bit quieter, you can only hear one voice for England, and it's Jordan Henderson.
Oh, go on.
And you can fully understand why Gareth Southgate sticks him out there. Sometimes there's question marks as to why he's in the side, but he's bossing every single player around on that pitch. You certainly won't hear those complaints in Liverpool, or in Sunderland for that matter. Jurgen Klopp said it from day one.
About half hour.
He is.
Depends if it's added time or...
Step on the field.
Yeah, he's an extension of the manager, isn't he? From Ross' perspective, what a fantastic player he is. I think he's underrated. He's the kind of player you never see a teammate say anything bad about it. Anybody that plays with him understands the kind of job that he does for the team. He's a little bit of an unsung hero, and his communication skills are a huge part of his game.
Alexander Arnold. Stones teasing Kiefer Moore. Always going back to Pickford.
Oh, your nose. Your nose sounds bunged up.
Trippier.
Yeah. No, it's very... I don't know.
Stones. Phillips.
Right.
Over the top from Rashford. Wilson and Foden in the box. Rashford.
It's a bit lucky off the keeper.
A rejuvenated Marcus Rashford is running riot for England. And he's just brought up a milestone.
Rashford scored his second.
Because that is England's 100th goal scored at the World Cup finals. And he deserves to get it.
Did you hear that? England's 100th goal scored at World Cups.
And it's a special one. And you know why? Because it's a team goal. It started at the back. They knocked it around beautifully. The ball from Calvin Phillips is right on the money. But the minute Marcus Rashford picks up this ball, he's got one thought in his mind. Can I get a shot off? And he cuts inside. Smashes it with his left foot.
He might.
Danny Ward's feet. It just goes right through him into the back of the net. Rashford in this kind of form. He's unstoppable. Too quick, too sharp, too confident. It's too good.
Wales 0, England 3. 2 for Rashford, 1 for Foden. We are seeing the confidence surge back into Marcus Rashford's play. We've seen it at Manchester United this season. We're seeing it now with the 3 lines on his shirt.
He's a man who's high on confidence. And the minute Connor Roberts lets him get him behind, he's in trouble. Allows Rashford to come inside, and that's when he needs a little bit of help, to be fair. Looking at the players inside of him, maybe Joe Roon, can he get across, help his teammate out? Magnificent individual goal.
Do you not have it on?
And the thought in his mind was there, squaring that ball to another player.
Do you know what I said? They said it was England's 100th World Cup goal, like 100th goal at a major at a World Cup. Like,
Well, that's good. Who scored it?
Rashford again.
3 goals at the tournament.
The keeper was a bit shy.
Still on that touchline. I don't see how you don't play Marcus Rashford.
There's more. There's Alexander Arnold for England.
I think because
Looking for Wilson.
Johnny was feeling a bit under the weather. He hasn't had the radio on, so he forgot.
A date now for
Actually,
Sunday.
you might just put it on now and listen to the rest of
Senegal
it.
in the round of 16.
What's on Sunday?
Johnson.
Coming.
Stones gets it away.
What are you doing?
This is Manchester City colleague Foden.
Well,
Wilson's held that up
Monday?
nicely, but then a little too
When I
much
went to
dribble.
Simon's,
He was a really nice play
oh
as
yeah,
well.
that was last week.
that was last Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, we just over it. That's right, he says he's not feeling too good, so I hope he hasn't picked up what we've got.
I hope he hasn't what?
Picked up what we've got, because it does take a while to get you.
Scoreline as when these nations last met.
It's like COVID, isn't it?
Friendly just over 2 years
No,
ago.
it's not COVID, but it's
No, that's not COVID, but it's like COVID. It takes
Yeah.
back a few days to.
I know.
7th win in a row
To
against
incubate or
Wales.
whatever it does, and it's certainly been brewing in me for a good week.
How's Dad feeling? Has he said anything about how he's feeling lately?
He said he was feeling a bit better.
Alexander Arnold.
Well, I'm sure it's all the same thing.
Only to
If he's
present the ball
picked
to
up anything
Wilson.
else, it's his own fault for going and
Rashford goes
mixing with the
inside
wrong
and
people.
outside. Rashford.
Oh! Come on,
Stopped by the left boot of Ward. He was
I think that's what Wilson was trying to set him up for.
England hat-trick in the World Cup.
He was indeed. It was a good play between himself and Callum Wilson, who was just patient. He knew that.
He thought, if I hit this at the goalkeeper again, what's the chance of them getting me at Nick?
Found him eventually.
It's a shame it could have gone in there.
Would have been a decent save from Danny Ward on that occasion.
I went under the keeper with just now with the third for the third goal.
The brains for the first 3 hat-tricks. They are quite easy. See what England do with this corner first with Foden.
It's a much better second half, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'm sending the
Gets through the
score for
crowd.
Janet. Andy might have it on his phone anyway, popping in. I don't know what
First
it's
66.
like over there.
Gary Lineker 86. Harry Kane 2018. Wheels all over the place right now, but a slip from Foden has helped Joe
Oh,
Rodon.
is he alright?
Now Joe Allen gets it out. Here's Johnson and they're turning defence into attack nicely and quickly. Johnson's shot though straight against Trippier.
It's a decent chance for Brennan Johnson on that occasion. Wales just evading the press, a little bit lucky with it. Joe Allen's able to get free and gets the ball into the feet of Brennan Johnson and just needs to do something different there with the ball, maybe cut back inside, something Marcus Rashford like. Makes it easy in the end for Trippier to get down the line of the shot.
That slip from Phil Foden caused him a problem. He stayed down for quite a while after that.
Oh,
He's back up and running now. Marcus Rashford was just having a stretch as well, and still is.
alright.
Really impressive about England as well.
How many more subs can they
3-0
put on?
dominating the
I
game.
think England have 2
Looking to
more.
Say,
He's fine now.
from the front.
Well, they put a
Rashford,
few.
Wilson.
They put a few subs on. They've got a couple
occasion
left
as
in
well.
case anybody.
I think England got an extra one because of that injury for Wales in the first half.
Energetic, pressing teams. it just puts more energy in their performance. They seem to pass the ball better. I think that performance against USA, when they kind of sat off and tried to close down spaces by sitting into a mid or a low block on the pitch, it just doesn't suit the players they have.
I think we look at, obviously, like Sterling, Rashford, if you can win the ball high up the pitch, teams are caught a bit more expansive. As you say, JJ, it just suits the players that they have more.
Definitely.
The eternal search goes on for the new Gaza, but you look at the likes of Foden and Maddison waiting in the wings, and even Conor Gallagher and plenty more others besides, and they play like kids. I mean that in the best possible way. There's a freedom there. Enjoyment. England fans will be enjoying this. Wales fans need to keep that pride and just enjoy the memories that have been given to them by this team. Not just in Qatar, but the road to this World Cup finals.
Yeah, there'll be lessons to learn after this tournament. I'm sure the performances haven't quite been to the level that Wales would have wanted, but for Wales to be back competing at this level on this stage is a
the Saka coming on.
achievement.
Oh no.
Reception for Marcus Rashford, England's 2-goal superstar tonight.
It's a boy.
As well.
Oh, Grealish.
From start to finish, you can sense the appetite in wanting to get himself on the score sheet, have an impact on this game. Lovely embrace from his manager, appreciating what was a top performance for him tonight.
Talking of enjoying football and enjoying life, Jack Grealish comes into the match. Great to see Marcus Rashford smiling on a football field. Just that rather lengthy period where it just seemed to be a bit of a chore. Johnson.
Oh,
Bellingham. Oh.
that was outrageous.
Alexander-Arnold. The brakes are off here. Wilson stopped in his tracks. Little tug on the arm of Morel from Alexander-Arnold. Wales change is going to see Dan James replaced by Harry Wilson. Fulham for Fulham. This must be hard, Danny.
It is. I'd much rather be here losing 3-0 than not being here at all.
Whoops.
It's Wilson. Bellingham is on the run. Stopped by Ward first time. It wouldn't reach Foden second time. He didn't get to it. But
Is it a corner?
the defenders close by as well.
But there's no doubt when Wilson picked up this ball, he was thinking he'd better get a shot off himself, but he picks the right decision. Bellingham would be disappointed he didn't get as much angle on that as he'd have liked. Good save from Danny Ward. And this one's just behind Phil Foden. He's just trying to get anything on it to guide him towards goal. Never going to happen though.
Ward goes long looking for more. Morel. Roberts. Now Mappa. Have to do. All that seems left for Wales is to try and get a goal before this day is done.
Yeah, it would be nice, and the pride is at stake now. It really is. You don't want this to really get messy. It has been ragged from Wales in this second half. But goals that they've given away, they'll be really disappointed with that.
Second one for Phil Foden was the absolute dagger.
Nothing fairness to him, they've been really professional throughout this evening. Continued with the same methods, press from the front, do it as a team, win the ball back, make something happen. Here's Phil Foden going at it again, not letting off.
Bellingham. The referee's called for a halt so that Jarl can take a moment. Well, he was tying his bootlaces, but he's taken a blow to the top lip, I think.
That is the case. Someone who was struggling coming into this tournament with a hamstring injury, touch and go, touch and go. He's going to be ready, so just really hope that isn't a hamstring again.
So he thought the referee was stopping the game for his tie his bootlaces.
Well, he went down as though he was tying his bootlaces.
Have you ever seen that before?
No, but I've seen some strange refereeing decisions at a few games of this tournament.
What a bad shot that was.
Looks like Ruben Cole is going to be coming on. And with the lack of football Joe Allen has had with his game at 3-0, could possibly be questioning why Joe Allen wasn't being brought off a little bit earlier as well.
No, fair play to him, he's been out there. I'm nowhere near 100% as he to work hard. Another Wales player that's just been unbelievable for his country for so many years. Big part of obviously a team that has had so much success and teams that you've been part of, Danny.
And he goes off now for 20-year-old Ruben Colwell of Cardiff City to come on. Only his 8th cap. What a place to get it. Grealish. Stones. Grealish. Bellingham. Put away by Colwell. And then by Maguire. Emphatically so. Boos around the stadium when Gianni Infantino's image just lit up the big screen. Wilson. Sitting off now. 20 minutes away from patting themselves on the back for a good job done, but defending to be done first. Wales have a free kick won by Kiefer Moore. Harry Maguire says he was the player fouled. I think that's evidence to the contrary.
Tug on the shirt initially, Kiefer Moore, and he just clips the heels. Actually had John Stones around on the cover, but I'm sure Harry Maguire was aware of that. I just felt the need with Kiefer Moore the other side of him to bring him down.
Gotta have a go from here, surely, eh?
100%. He's more capable as well, Harry Wilson.
Jordan Pickford is getting himself ready. With determination and angst of a goalkeeper. Desperately wants a clean sheet. I think it was 0-0 by Jordan Pickford's body language. Up steps Wilson, straight into the solidly built wall. Mepham. Roberts. Roberts. Colwell. For more down. Roberts gets it in. It was almost laid into Ramsey, and that was a blast from Colwell that's gone high.
Good composure from Wales in possession of the football. Also just looking to play, and Ramsey in. Ball just coming out to Colwell. Takes the strike on, but slicing across it. Only a half chance. Wales fans still showing their appreciation.
And just for the closing stages, got to get into full voice now. Talking of that red wall, we must pass on our condolences to the family and friends of Kevin Davis, Wales fan from Pembrokeshire, who passed away in Qatar on a trip out here with his son. His team done him proud by being here.
Certainly have. The fans have travelled in their numbers. They've been absolutely outstanding. They've been behind the team in every game. So proud of what the players have achieved over the last 6-7 years, and they want to be back here again. So the fallout that's going to come. When Wales get back home, some questions will be asked of why they haven't performed to the levels that they probably should have. Looking at some of the senior players, one or two of them might call it a day. So then it's about the younger players coming through, the likes of Reuben Cole, the likes of Brennan Johnson. How do Wales rebuild a team to continually play on this stage?
Accounted for Chris Mappen well and truly then.
Still out of England in the high pressing, fantastic attitude, even at 3-0.
More. Back to Colwell, who's had plenty of World Cup touches. That one was a bit heavy.
Way!
That's one of the things Wales need to look at, I think, going forward, in terms of a philosophy and what we do in possession of the football. We really have struggled over these 3 games with teams that have pressed high and really been energetic. There's just not been enough kind of options on the ball, not enough movement, fluidity, not enough composure. And that's something Wales can get in the future.
Saw the standings pretty much confirming that it's not through first and USA in second. Here's Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore will get the shot away, but John Stones just wouldn't get out of his way. He was making it difficult the whole time.
He didn't really fall for it, did he? John Stones, he just stays on his feet. Good play from Kiefer Moore to get the ball down, and he's just looking to manoeuvre half a yard for a strike, but
the player off and they kick it
Stones in
right
close
on
attendance, just
Oh,
can't
there's
find
a
that
right
angle
shot
for
behind
the
the goal,
shot.
do you see him?
It's funny, isn't it, when you look at that kind of picture there, and John Stones' faces, that's the picture of calm.
Yeah.
He's in control of almost what Kiefer Moore wants to do. He's blocking off all the angles where he wants to shift it and get a shot off. And that was the result of that really good defending.
I was thinking about confirming it is still only 1-0 to the USA in the other game, so an Iran equaliser would have them finish in second place. As it stands, it's going to be USA against the Netherlands on Saturday and England against Senegal on Sunday. Gareth Southgate's attention to return to that soon. Which makes Senegal going to be a walk in the park.
Well, this is it at this point. Once you get to the knockout stages, there's no easy games.
If
They're
Mane
all
was
there for a reason.
If Mane was there,
I think that's why today's been a really good exercise
a
for
bit of
England as
danger,
well.
but he was
Be able
injured
to rest
before the
some
World
bodies,
Cup.
get some players scoring goals, and get some minutes into other players as well. Put in a good performance. You know, you put that USA performance to bed as well. But getting booze tonight, England fans are going to be going home very happy with what they've seen from the players. So they're going to be going into that game against Senegal full of confidence, no doubt about that.
They've swapped around a lot of different players, haven't they? What?
Alexander
That's
Arnold.
just the goal scorer, isn't it? Who scored the other goal?
Foden.
Foden, yes. Oops!
Stones took a shot in the back from Kiefer Moore.
Just because you can put it past him before, mate.
What's he pushing him over for? I mean, how stupid is that? What's he supposed to be doing?
Southgate's record after this game is going to be 16 games at major tournaments, 10 wins, the most by any England manager.
What, in the history of England?
Unbelievable when you hear the numbers. That there is any criticism at times. You just can't argue with what he produces at major tournaments. There's always talk of wanting to work with his team on, play with the freedom. It can be tricky at major tournaments. You've got to plot your way through, and this was one of those games he felt like he could open up, and the team have performed in that way.
Is it not the case though that the freedom is there just at the right moments?
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's I think in the game against USA he entered into it with caution, and in doing so, sometimes you get an odd performance, but guess what? They didn't lose the game, which enables them to come to this one and play with a bit more freedom, and it's just. That's the understanding of being in the position. He's gaining all the experience of being in the big moments in that dugout and making the big decisions. And what's it? 10 in 16.
Yeah.
That's the result of good management.
Well, for Jack Grealish, he takes plenty of those. The other thing is he picks his team and he's the man responsible for it. The team isn't picked by committee, even though we all have a say. Used to be picked by committee. Back in 1950, the committee decided that Stanley Matthews shouldn't play. Walter Winterbottom, the manager, didn't have a say in that, and England lost 1-0 to the US.
And isn't that what he should be judged by, Gareth Southgate? His performances in the tournaments. There's a lot of negative.
Or Watts hesitated, and Callum Wilson tries to take advantage. There's Alexander-Arnold. Wilson up there again, working everything to try and find a chance for himself, although he's unselfish, as we've seen at this tournament. Roberts has got it out. It's got it already. It's going to be a corner. Sorry, Danny was saying.
I think that's what Gareth Southgate should be judged on. Major tournaments. There's a lot of negativity surrounding England going into this one off the back of some iffy results around the Nations League and what have you, and you can't fault his record at major tournaments, and now it's just about England kind of going that, can they go that one step further?
Comes from Foden, too deep. Maguire's kept it alive, and it's over the top from John Stones. It had to be 4.
He'll be devastated. He's playing really well, John Stones. His centre-back partner does his job, keeps it alive at the back post, and will play with the technical ability of John Stones. I expect him to hit the target with that. So does he.
Talking of 4, we are into stoppage time, and 4 minutes was indicated. A minute and a half into that. Foden. England free kick. Wales just want to hear the whistle now. Go over to that red wall and all the other Wales fans inside the Ahmed Ben Ali Stadium. Take the acclaim. Thank the supporters for what they've brought to the tournament. And go and relax and pat themselves on the back.
I'm not sure if they'll be patting each other on the back too much. There'll be disappointment from the players, but as you say, Guy, in time there'll be a realisation as well about what this kind of group of players have achieved. You don't want to be back here again in another 4 years' time. They won't get any criticism from the fans, they really won't.
There will be Wales supporters already looking at the USA, Mexico and Canada in 2026. And the Euros in Germany. 2024, that'll be here before we know it.
That's what it's all about for this Wales team now, qualifying continually for major tournaments. So back-to-back Euros, now a World Cup. So kind of regenerating the team now off the back of this tournament, but continuing to be competitive at this level.
Phillips. Bellingham.
One of one at the end.
It's Phillips. Bellingham again. Sorry if I say his name a little differently, but I can't help but smile whenever I do. Grealish keeps his balance. Tried to feed Wilson with a goal. Wilson battles through. Grealish has got it again, and now it's Foden. And there wasn't a way through the legs.
They room to get through.
England is having fun now, going through the gears. Bellingham and Grealish linking up. Party tricks are coming out.
Jermaine, just in these last stages, we've had Danny's Welsh view. From England's point of view tonight, is it pretty much a star performance?
Yeah, in my opinion, I thought they were very patient in that first half. They earned what they did in the second half. Some brilliant individual performances. I thought collectively as a group without the ball, top draw, winning it back. Very good, very, very good.
England win to see them top the group. And a deal with Senegal on Sunday awaits. For Wales, it's back to the green grass of home after an historic first World
And my video's just gone 2 hours.
since 1958. England's win, made in Manchester. 2 goals for Marcus Rashford, 1 in between from Phil Foden. Wales 0, England 3.
Fabulous performance in the second half from England. 2 goals for Marcus Rashford, 1 there for Phil Foden. Also a chance to give other players a game. They came on disappointed, of course, for Wales, who this tournament ends tonight. Let's have a look at Group B. England finished top, and we'll take on Senegal at 7 p.m. on Sunday. That's live on ITV. Senegal set to join them in the last 16, and the game's not quite finished yet. They would face the Netherlands on Saturday if they hold on to beat.
It's only on the next channel. Let's see. Oops. 2. Bloody hell, 9 minutes around the time of that one. I think I might just end this video here. The Rangers have still got a chance if they equalise. Goodbye, everybody.